Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another UEFN Build Along. I am your host, Dan Hutnick, and today I'm joined by a few folks, some of which you'll probably recognize, who have kindly agreed to join us to show the process of building a mobile tower defense game in UEFN. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get them introduced, starting with Magnus. How you doing, Magnus?
Hello, what's up? I'm Magnus. I'm the verse evangelist at Epic Games. So yeah, we've prepared a fun little tower defense game for to show to you guys today. We're also going to talk about some mobile game features. Um, yeah, super excited.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a fun one. And then you know him, you love him, Josh. How you doing, Josh?
Hey everyone, I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here to talk about mobile games. With Chris and Magnus, yeah, we've got an awesome demo that we threw together, and hoping to build on it live with you all.
And speaking of which, new face to the stream, Chris. Happy to have you. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. It's good to be here. So I'm Chris. I recently joined the technical developer relations team in Epic. Um, I've not been working with UEFN for that long, so I'm really just here to provide a little bit of moral support for my new teammates and learn a bit as we go. I have previously developed a couple of tower defense games on mobile, so hopefully can bring in a bit of that as required.
Yeah, so then what that means is we need really strict criticism for these two on their design philosophies and everything that could be improved.
Especially because they've never seen my games, so you can say anything at this point.
I love it. Well, for folks who maybe have not joined or have not seen a build along before, Josh, how does this go? What is the goal here, not only on the show, but also what we're going to be doing with this mobile tower defense game?
Yeah, so uh, if you've tuned into other live streams on the channel before, you might have noticed we sort of have like two main series. And there's the Created in Fortnite series where Dan brings on sort of like product owners and specialists all from all out over the company who work on the tools that they then show off to you live. And those are very much, great like information sessions, learn about the new tools, that usually like have some little demos prepared, and hopefully you walk away like, excited to then use the tools. Ours is similar, except ours is maybe a little more laid back. It's sort of ragtag, Magnus and I throwing together a game. It's casual, we interactive, and but also with the goal that hopefully you walk away excited to use the new tools.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, mobile tower defense game, pretty cool. I think there's I've seen a little bit of sneak peek behind the scenes, and we got some pretty cool stuff we want to cover here. So, if you're ready to jump in, we could definitely do that because I know we got a lot to cover.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so uh, I've got the scene pulled up here. This is just in PC mode right now, and we'll go over sort of the mobile preview system a bit later and get like the UI set up there. But I wanted to, start us off with the basic, foundation that Magnus and I put together. Um, so we have a tower defense game here, where the goal will be to obviously defend your tower by placing um, things like the crossbow on here, and defeating waves of sidekicks. So we have a bit of UI on the screen. We've got our three towers there, and this is all built using scene graph. Um, we should be able to take the crossbow, place it on Magnus, set up a grid system. If you guys were here for our custom inventory stream, it's a very similar custom item and inventory stream. It's very similar to the placement system we use there. And then we'll have waves trigger with sidekicks sort of roaming down. Um, and we'll have a couple different items that you can place by the end of the stream. So that's sort of the foundation that we're working with. We need to get everything hooked up. But yeah, if I switch over to the editor here, you'll see this is sort of what we're working with. This is our custom camera here, which we can mess around with later. We've got sidekick spawner somewhere.
I think it's under one of the trees.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hidden down here. But we have this that's spawning. Right now we have the banana dog, but we can mess around with other sidekicks as well. Um, this is sort of new functionality. You might have seen the big sidekick push with all the different sidekick games. It works really well in this format because there's a ton of different NPCs. Like we have a flying one here, but it's very easy to go and get a new one. You can also use the default Fortnite characters. All those are available as NPCs too, but the sidekicks are kind of cool because they come with like pre-baked animations and sound effects that you can then like trigger. So there's a ton of different ones that we can pick from here. And then what else? Yeah, we've got a custom UI setup as well, which we can dig into a little later in the stream, but this is brought over just for everyone's context from the UI template, which has a bunch of sort of pre-baked materials with lots of like modular options here to change, the height and the roundness of the corners and whatnot. So I highly recommend, basically every project I start with now, I just grab a bunch of the materials from that template and import it to my new one and work with those because Derek Diaz and team have done such an awesome job setting those up. So we're leveraging that. And then we're also I grabbed some shots of our different towers here. This is like a wall that we'll use to defend. And then we have some prefabs set up in scene graph of all our other towers. So that's sort of the rundown of the project. I can hand it over to Magnus, who can take us sort of behind the scenes into the code.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
while we switch over real quick, if you have any questions for the team here about making mobile tower defense game, please leave them in the chat brackets, question followed by your question, and we will gather as many of those as we can and throw them probably throughout the show, but also maybe save some towards the end for a little bit of a final Q&A. Please keep those questions relevant to the topic at hand, which is building a mobile tower defense game. If you have any other questions, general ecosystem, any sort of thing like that, please head over to the EDC, our Epic developer community, where we have our forums, documentation, tutorials, and so much more. But with that, Magnus, are we ready to jump in?
Yes.
Let's do it.
So, yeah, as Josh mentioned, we are using a couple of systems you might have seen before from past live streams. In our tower defense, we want to be able to pick a tower from our UI and tap the screen to drop it down somewhere on a little grid here. So we're using two kind of systems that you might have seen before, which is the placement system here and just the grid system. I'll show you how. I'll first show you kind of the configuration layer, how things are set up to work in a way where you can actually drag and drop things down on the grid. So we have sort of a root entity here for our game, which is just the tower defense game entity. This is where we have kind of our game flow component, what dictates waves and rounds. So if we go in there, you're gonna see we can define various different enemies. For example, I can add to this array, and I'm gonna have the option to pick between an NPC enemy or a prefab enemy. So we're only gonna use the NPC enemy source here, which is a way for you to use the NPC spawner device and use those together with custom verse behavior to drive your enemies. The prefab enemy source, I'm just going to click this so you can see. It simply it gives you the option to give a prefab, which is going to be the enemy that you want to spawn. So yeah, you have some flexibility in what type of enemies or how your enemies work. But as I said, we're just going to use the NPC enemy source because we are working with the sidekicks. So in this editable, we set up our waves in a very simple way. It's just an array of this wave plan data type. And inside a wave plan, we can specify exactly what type of enemy, how many of that type of enemy, the interval between spawns, and a start delay. How much is this spawn instruction going to wait before spawning the enemy? And then on which lane. So yeah, our tower defense is consisting of 5 lanes, but you can't really see the lanes here. And the enemies spawn on one of these lanes, move down the lane, and attempt to reach the tower. So yeah. In the placement controller component on our game entity, this is where we kind of define how placement is going to work when entering the placement mode in our game. And so a lot of this is similar from the custom items live stream. We have a placement method. Let me extend this a little bit. Yeah, we have a placement method, and we're using the grid component placement method. And the reason we're using that is because we have a base plate here, which we want to treat as a grid. So there is sort of an invisible entity you can't see, which spans across this platform, and it has the grid component attached. And that's just some information about what the grid on this surface should look like. And yeah, we have 5 by 5 cell grid. And so what this placement method does, it will use an additional like an inner hit method. And whenever you are placing somewhere on this using this hit method, the grid component placement method will snap your placement to this grid. So our inner hit method here, you're going to see, is the virtual pointer placement method. The virtual pointer placement method is exactly what it sounds like. It's using the new virtual pointer feature to allow you to tap on the screen or click freely on the screen and deproject your click into actual world coordinates. And then there's some options to, for example, tap to confirm. So when we place a tower here in our tower defense, you have to kind of double tap the same grid to confirm its placement. And also there's an option to be able to drag around the tower. So you can grab a tower and hold down your mouse button or hold down your finger on the touch screen and drag the tower around the grid. So, and then just quickly going over these other options, hit restrictions, just say that determines, am I allowed to place something here? And we're just going to use the grid cell free restriction, which restricts you to only be able to place towers on cells that aren't occupied. The on-placed effect that does something when you place, that's just something that runs when you place the tower. And we're running the grid occupy effect, so we mark our tower as an occupant in the grid. And then we have some highlighting methods here where we can preview kind of a blueprint translucent version of our tower when placing it. And then also a highlight to show the various valid tiles on the grid that you can place on. So yeah, we can try going game and see. I don't know, when you tried this, Josh, it didn't look like it worked.
Yeah, on the latest check-in, I think something's wrong with it. But I can always revert to the last one and we can show off that while you try to fix it.
So it looks like, I'm just looking at the logs here. Is it maybe that when you imported those new meshes, did that update in the prefabs? Maybe these
I
are
only
invisible.
imported new meshes for the towers back there,
Oh, okay, yeah.
so it shouldn't.
Okay. Yeah, we can maybe try and
Little live debugging.
revert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, just looking at the logs, it does what I expect it to do. Yeah, there's invisible towers here, so they're being placed. We can't just see. We just don't see them.
Ah,
Uh, that's interesting. Let me try and drag one out in the scene. Yeah, we can clearly see it. Okay, let me check if. Yeah, so I can explain this as well. The placement preview component on this tower is something that the placement system will read, and it'll give you an option to give like a preview version of your prefab. So I've given this tower sort of a, where is this preview? Yeah, like a blue glowing preview of the tower. So let me actually show you just some more stuff about the tower defense system itself before we try and get it to work. So, as I mentioned, this tower defense has 5 different lanes that enemies can move through, and that's not something we're restricted to. We could also just have one lane that moves through different points, but that's just a matter of game design, and we decided to do 5 lanes. And so under the game entity, you're going to see these lane entities. Each of these lanes, they have a lane component just to determine an order, which like index is this certain lane. And beneath the lane entity, there's sort of, you have the ability to place down different kind of socket entities or just entities that determine the lane's path. So, for example, if I highlight the start entity of lane 0, you're going to see the gizmo inside the cave there. And then the endpoint, yeah, it should be all the way over here at the tower.
mm-hmm.
And the same goes for all the other lanes. And we can add however many waypoints in one lane. In our simple case, we only have 2 waypoints per lane.
Now,
So,
Magnus, why do you make this all so modular? What's the theory behind that?
So that's kind of where you unlock when you build things in a modular way. That's kind of where you unlock the true fun of just being able to move around in editor, change different parameters. Like if I want, yeah, this is a very good example. We're talking about we want the enemies to be able to spawn in these caves and then move to their respective lane. Now, since these entities are just like transforms, I can decide where the path is. I can say, okay, I want, let's say for lane 3, I want the start to be in the cave, and then we need like a middle point. Okay, let's. All right, seems like I have to do this a little bit more manual. We can just add another entity, give it the lane waypoint, lane wait. Oops, not a plane. Lane waypoint component. Order 1, and then end would be order 2. And now we have a third. Now we have like a middle point where the enemy can move to. So if I place this somewhere here, the enemy is now going to spawn in the cave, move to this point, and then move to the endpoint. So just doing things in a modular way, you get this extra level of control, and you can very quickly iterate on making things work differently in your game. Another very good example of that is our towers and how they attack. So if we have some viewers who watched the custom items live stream, you might remember we used an ability system, like a custom ability system, for kind of the fireball that the item we built spawns. And we're using the exact same system, ability system, for the tower attacks. So to give our towers a unique attack, we simply add this ability driver component, so it has the ability to drive abilities. And in this array, we just specify what abilities the tower has. So for our ballista, I've made a ballista shot ability, which on the ability component simply spawns a projectile. It fires a projectile. Now, since this is like built in sort of a modular way, we can change this to whatever else. We can take our fireball ability from the custom items live stream and have the ballista start shooting fireballs.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff you can do if you design your systems in a way where you just get a lot of flexibility in the editor.
Well, and it makes our viewers' lives easier because just like our last two streams, the stuff we're working on here today will, well, mainly Magnus will compile into a proper version that we can share in the snippet section on the EDC. So I did see some questions in the chat about that. So yes, the stuff will be available. Give Magnus time though, because he's kind of busy this week.
So, let's maybe try and make this work now.
Magnus, I have an old version up that we can show while you debug.
You do? Okay, yeah. That's perfect.
All right. So I'm on mobile preview right now. Just so we can sort of look and see where this would be at on a mobile screen. So you'll see we still have the old UI there, which we'll need to get rid of, and we'll show you how to do that. But you can, and I sort of have a placeholder tower there because I was trying to figure out why it was so smooth. Anyways, but this is sort of the placement system that Magnus was talking about. We have a hologram of the ballista, and then when you click twice on a spot, then we'll actually place. And then we can use the virtual pointer here to go over to start game and start spawning in sidekicks. You'll see the little dog is spawning back there. And that's the ability system that we used in our custom item stream that Magnus was referencing.
Yep. Enemies also have abilities the same way towers have. So you can make the little banana dog also shoot a fireball if you just swap out the ability.
An extremely effective tower you got there.
Yeah, I realized I have not tuned it down. We were playing around with,
It's just a banana dog massacre. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That
then the
tower's
player,
not supposed to shoot that
if they were
fast.
on their phone, like imagine this virtual pointer is just their finger, and they'll go and they'll use the tappable button, which will show off in the UI, and then tap on the grid and place that. So that's the system that Magnus has set up here.
Yeah, the ballista should probably shoot a little bit slower. Yeah, we need to change that.
Yeah.
I gotta
We're in
say,
core
when you showed me
functionality
this,
mode right now.
yeah, when you showed me this, the dogs looked so happy just walking along the lanes, and they didn't even get out of the
Yeah,
cave this time.
I feel like the
yeah.
dogs used to be stronger in your demo videos. They at least made it like this far
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, they used to uh, destroy all the towers in the lane. All right, let's see.
Also, while you're figuring that out, I can pop back into that UI because someone mentioned it that they really like the base plate.
Mm.
Actually, let me sync latest and then go in. But that base plate there, that is from the UI template. Uh, when you go to open up UEFN, there's the template section with a ton of different great templates, but the UI one in there has these textures that come with all these, or these materials that come with all these modular abilities and stuff. So highly recommend using that. But you'll see I have that set as the background here. And then when we pop that in, um, we can make changes to it now. I mean, in an earlier build, I had it be yellow, and then I was like, well, maybe I'll just make it pink for now, and then we can make something new. Um, we have sort of like this gradient selection. Feel like a nice gold.
Mm.
Feels very mobile to me. I don't know why.
I figured out the issue, by the way, and
Oh yeah,
it's
what is it?
so the grid where towers gets placed on, it has managed to find its way 2 meters underground. So I I think yeah, the towers were being placed just far
Oh,
below the
just
ground.
underground.
Yeah, the grid itself is just like an invisible plane that's detached from the actual floor, so it can be moved around separately, and that was the issue. But
Gotcha.
now it's all good.
All right. You can add a little bit of round corners here.
I like that the frame, that like thin frame line also obeys the roundness of the corners. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't ask me how they built this material. Uh, I'm kind of scared to go to the parent material and look at.
I was gonna say this feels like a very good candidate for reverse engineering, seeing what's going on here.
I can't even find it. Well, that's probably for the best.
It's too
Uh,
powerful.
yeah. But okay. See, now that I updated that, now we have some nice yellow buttons there.
There's something about a rounded corner that just makes it look so nice.
Yeah, it also makes it feel more mobile-esque.
Yeah.
Very soft buttons. Oh, look at that. We got some yellow HUD now.
Gorgeous. I like that it applied to everything too. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So Magnus has these also just referencing the
Mm.
that back plate, which is sweet. And then you'll see here, is this the right here, our custom buttons. Uh, or no, are they on the other one? Maybe they're on here. Magnus, where are our custom touch buttons?
Oh, I renamed so for the towers or for the like game controls.
Either both.
Yeah, for the start game button, it's the game control underscore button. That's
Okay.
the custom button object.
I think, yeah, this one. Yeah, okay. So this is the new custom button feature that Derek talked about on the other stream. If you guys haven't watched that one, the Create in Fortnite mobile stream is like go-to source for basically every mobile feature that we've added. Like we're not touching everything on this stream, just sort of the ones that apply to us. But on that one, they literally go through every single feature and like each one has a demo and it's very informative. So I highly recommend checking that out. But this is the one he sort of talks about, and at the end he does a breakdown of like the UMG like wiring and the view bindings and stuff. But these custom buttons are what we're using to have touch input. So you can go and assign this to, if you want it to actually, if these were say in the inventory, which we don't have them as, but you can go and add them and add it so that like when you touch this button, the player pulls up the hotbar slot one, the crouch and whatnot. So you can actually end up making your own mobile UI for all the different buttons rather than leveraging ours, which is great. And we've put a lot of research into it for BR. Those touch controls are really good, but not every game, especially not this one, is going to require all the different aim down sights and reload and crouch buttons. And so you can sort of take what you need and theme them your own way and leverage that custom button to replace them.
Nice. Should we try and make maybe the cannon tower work?
Let's do it.
We have two towers. So
Do you want me to switch back to you, Magnus?
Yeah, let's switch to Magnus.
yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna make the cannon tower work. It's gonna be very similar to the ballista. It shoots a projectile. The projectile just works a bit differently. So we can actually just copy. Actually, let's not copy. Just open this. Oh, whoops. The ballista. Open the cannon. Okay. So first of all, we need our cannon mesh in this prefab. Just drag both of these in. And I need my outliner. Let me just go full screen. Okay. Oh, there's already. Oh yeah, those are old. Okay, so we need our mesh. It's gonna reset the transforms on these so they're not offset. Want to make sure our cannon is pointing forwards. Forward. Okay, we need to rotate it 180 degrees. I also need rotation snap. There we go. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is tag our root entity with the tower tag. The tower tag is just used by the tower defense system in various areas to determine what is actually a tower. Then, similarly to the ballista, we want an ability driver because this tower is going to drive an ability. And the ability we need to create. So let's do that. To create an ability with this ability system here, we're just going to derive from this ability base prefab, which is pretty much just an empty prefab. Let's call this cannon shot. hiding behind the window here. Okay. And the ability entities, they seem kind of weird. They're pretty much just logical entities. So they don't have any visual information to them. They just do something. So whenever an ability is owned by another entity, that ability gets spawned in the world and instanced and placed somewhere. So this isn't going to be the actual cannonball itself that moves out of the cannon. This is just the ability itself, and the ability spawns the cannonball projectile. So our ability component, in our ability component, we can say that we want to, we don't need an input. We want to fire the fire projectile action. And you can see you can make many different type of ability actions. Some of these are used with other systems. Some are very basic, like just damage target action will just damage whatever the ability is targeting. We're gonna fire a projectile, and this is asking for a projectile prefab. So let's make the cannonball. And we're just gonna make a new normal prefab, cannonball. And we don't have, I don't think we have a sphere. So let's create a sphere. That's a little bit too big. Can't really see it. It's probably fine. Okay. My editor is freezing up a bit. Just need to give it some time. There we go. Yeah, okay, that's looking good. Our new sphere should appear in this meshes folder. There it is. I'm just gonna go in and give it some collision. By default, the modeling mode meshes don't have collision, so you're gonna need to go into this mesh asset and add the collision you need. We need the sphere collision. So then you can see kind of the outline of where the collision is, or where the collision mesh is. And we don't want our cannonball to have the block all collision preset. That'll cause the cannonball to actually push things away. We just want to make the cannonball explode or disappear when it hits something. So we're going to use overlap all so that we can still perform like overlap tests on this sphere. So then we can move this sphere into our cannon folder. And now we need to compile verse for the scene graph component to generate. Before I do that, I'm just going to name it. I give it a name. All right.
We're gonna light this one on fire too.
We can for sure. All right.
It added a lot to our wine the last stream.
It did. Maybe we can just use the same particle system actually.
Yeah.
So now that verse is compiled, oh yeah, it's going to complain because we haven't filled out all our properties that we have put on the cannon. And that's fine. We're going to fill those out. Let's go back into our cannonball, drag in this cannonball mesh. There it is. Maybe we can give it material. I think there's a default iron material somewhere.
Yeah.
There we go. There it is. 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 or maybe steel. It's
I
called.
have. You can use the one I used on the cannon.
Oh, right.
I think you just do like cannon. Yeah.
Cannon top. Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Now, our cannonball is a projectile, so we need to put our project component on it. And in here, we can tweak many different parameters, speed, how long the cannonball should live, etc. I think we should make our cannonball relatively slow compared to the arrows. Oh, whoops, my Fortnite's entering sleep mode. Damage, this should deal a lot of damage. Let's do 100. And let's give it a splash effect. So splash radius of maybe, let's see, 100 units. And let's add some damage fall off to that splash radius so that enemies in the that are farther away from where the cannonball exploded, they're gonna take less damage. Delivery, this is when the cannonball should actually apply its damage. We have 3 different options. Spatial hits is it's gonna apply damage whenever it actually hits something. So it actually checks in the world if it's overlapping with some target, and then it'll apply damage. Assigned on spawn will apply the damage when the projectile spawns, and this will cause the projectile to just kind of be like a visual thing. Same with assigned on arrival. The damage will be applied whenever the cannonball has reached its target. And we're going to use that. That makes the most sense for a tower defense. Let's see. We need some we need some tags. We want put our enemy tag here. That's who the cannonball should be able to damage. And we're gonna apply raw damage. This one doesn't matter too much. We don't need to go into that one. Okay, I think that's everything for the projectile. Let's just double check, compare with our arrow. Oh, of course, the cannonball is gonna be moved with the keyframe movement component. The projectile component will look for a keyframe movement component and give it kind of an animation to play when it gets fired based on the parameters you've given it here. So you need this. Okay, so that's our projectile done. Now we can go back into cannon shot, into our ability component and say we want to spawn this projectile when this ability gets performed. So there, let's just search for cannon shot. And oh, we need the cannonball, not the cannon shot. Perfect. Let's give this ability some cooldown with this ability cooldown component. The cannon should shoot relatively slow at a slow pace, so I feel like maybe once per, I don't know, 2 seconds. Is that too fast?
What do you think, Chris? Resident tower defense dev.
Just
3 seconds.
I'd say 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5.
I mean, it's one thing you kind of find developing this way a little bit is that sometimes your numbers are spread out a lot across a lot of different files, and it's quite hard to balance it later on. So that could be something you look at down the line, is just creating a way to group those together in one place, the ones that make a big difference to the gameplay.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's something that might help with that is I think you're going to be able to like pin properties in scene graph in some future update where you can pin properties and they're going to appear like at the very top of your details panel. So that would help a little bit with that. But yeah, having parameters spread all around many different files can be frustrating. Okay, so Yeah, now we just need to put our ability cannon shot on the cannon here. And a tiny little detail now is that the fire projectile ability will just try and spawn it at the same transform as the cannon. But we
Right.
don't want that, so we need a kind of a socket entity to say, I want projectiles to spawn here. And we can do that with the projectile socket component. Now this entity will be the projectile, the fire projectile ability will look for an entity with this component and try and spawn it there. So let's move this entity up to the barrel. Oops. Okay, I can apparently not hit the gizmo properly. There we go.
They changed it in 5.8, I think, to
This gizmo.
yeah. But actually, it looks like the scene graph has the old one still.
Yeah, it looks like the old one, but it also looks smaller.
It is
Or
very
am I-
small on your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still getting used to this new one with the
Hmm.
boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one because you can see the like delta of how much you've moved a thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
that's really cool. Okay, so I think yeah, we're definitely missing some things. We need something to actually fire fire the or trigger the ability. Um,
Mm,
'Cause the ability driver component just describes this can perform abilities now. But
right.
there's nothing to dictate when it performs them. So we have to solve that, we have just an
Right.
auto fire component, which will automatically look for a target using this targeter parameter. And then it'll just fire as fast as it possibly can, waiting for the cooldown to complete. Let's see. And then we need a health icon and a preview, of course. So let's add entity health component. This is just a custom verse authored, completely normal component that just specifies how much health a tower has. Then the placeable component, or actually not the placeable component, the placement preview component. We need a preview. So let's make that real quick. We can just copy our Canon prefab and delete everything we don't need and apply the preview material to the different meshes. Okay, here it is. Preview. Oh, whoops. There we go. So we don't need the socket entity. We don't need the ability driver here. We don't need this. We don't need this. And we don't need this. So we only need our two meshes. And we need to change these materials to be preview material. And oh, whoops. There we go. Okay. Nice preview version. So let's choose that preview, Canon preview. And then finally for the UI, let's give this an icon component. Here it is, Canon icon. Perfect. Now we can save this, and this should be a fully functional tower with our tower defense now. And there's only one way to find out.
All right.
Let's add it to the towers that we can place here. Cannon. Cannon. Oh yeah, and then this is the icon that's being used for UI, actually, not the icon component one.
Nice.
There we go. Yeah, so let me push changes and see if this works.
All right. I checked in some lanes that I
Yeah, I
just
can.
made with our existing material. I don't know if
Okay.
they'll work or are lined up properly, but it looks kind of nice.
Yeah, if I mean, if there's 5 of them, then
There is 5
probably
of them.
then that'll work. We'll sync.
Really, there was enough pressure on testing just that one thing, but now we're pulling in Joss's changes as well. Just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah.
We really tempt fate here on this
Yeah.
live stream.
Oh yeah. I mean, unlike the last two, we didn't even really test until right at the end. We just like were trusting that all our changes would work. Because it takes away from the stream to have to like make a bunch of change. All right, test it. Ah, problem. Let's fix it. All right, test it. You know.
Yeah, I like the fact that we get a lot of that real world, like kind of nitty-gritty stuff that, is very easy to optimize out of a demo. But
Yeah.
most people will encounter these sorts of scenarios, so it's good that we can test them.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, this is perfect.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at
I
that.
did good.
Yeah.
Now let's try this. And while this is pushing changes, I can jump into the virtual pointer placement method and kind of just show how it's set up.
Yeah, because I'm really curious about that because I'd like to mess around with the camera point of view later. And
Yeah.
will it just work based on how you set it up?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So it doesn't depend on what camera you're looking through or anything really. You can also use the same virtual pointer placement method if you're like in normal Fortnite control mode, like you're your Fortnite character and you move around. So yeah, it'll just work. Um,
It just works. Love it.
yeah, I really wanted to try. I haven't gotten to do that yet, but try just uh, moving around an item while I'm controlling my Fortnite character, like uh, on the ground, not on a grid, just
Mm,
dragging around some prefabs. Um, but it works basically the same way as what we're doing with the tower defense here. Just it's all through that one placement method. Okay, so I'll open this code. And yeah, just say that again. All the code for the tower defense, the placement system, and everything we're using is gonna be published. So you can look at the code, use the code, extract whatever you learn from the virtual pointer stuff, and
hmm
yeah, here it is. The virtual pointer placement method is just another. Let me close this. I know it's just another hit aware placement method. So the virtual pointer is just another input mapping that you can add to the player's input. So once that's added, you can start to listen to different events that the input mapping gives you. So just to give an example, let's jump into. Can I not go here? Where do I find these?
Chris, the
Answers?
tower defense games you worked on, those were all 2D, right?
Yeah, they were 3D assets, but rendered out into sprite sheets, and then
Okay.
2D games. We
Yeah.
we actually had a bit of like debate at the start how to present it best, but we settled on that mainly I think it went across better, and it also allowed us to do like better marketing assets and stuff like that. Just as you did there, like creating the tower icons and stuff like that. That just I think was easier with the 3D assets when they were created.
Yeah. Is there anything you think that like 3D, because obviously, 2D and UEFN right now, it kind of has to be faked. Is there
Mhm.
anything in the mobile world that you think 3D, has an advantage in or brings to the table that 2D doesn't?
I would guess workflow. I mean, you're just springing these questions on me. I appreciate
I
it.
know, I know,
But
I know.
the 2D workflow can be quite painful if you're,
Yeah,
if you're dealing with sprite sheets and you're having to render them out and make edits. That I
yeah,
think like just maybe because the tools are, more optimized for 3D, the workflow there seems to be a bit easier. So I think there's that.
yeah,
Um, maybe performance. Um, like 2D might have a bit of an advantage there, I would guess. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It definitely does lead to like very quick iteration. Like we threw this together very quickly and are able to, just make edits live and relaunch and, you know, render the new stuff. So
I
we
was shocked
definitely,
actually when I think the first time I saw the sidekicks, travel down the path and just like spread out a little bit, and
yeah,
I think the emotion in them, I was like, wow, this is powerful. Getting that kind of like feeling in a tower defense game, a bit of life is quite tricky.
yeah,
It can feel very mechanical at times, and that was a real like eye opener for me, I would say, when I saw that.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, that was in the days when you actually saw them move down the path before Magnus just killed them instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a little I turned off collision for the enemies now, but if you enable collision on the enemies, they will like push each other to the sides when they get to a tower and starts to attack the tower because they like bunch up and they leak into like the neighboring lanes, and that was kind of funny, and that made us discuss like that would probably be a cool just like alternative way of doing a tower defense. Let the
Yeah,
enemies have one lane as their uh, target, kind of, but allow them to move between lanes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
Um,
think it
a
would be
great. Oh, sorry. Go.
I'll go for it.
No, I was just gonna say that's like it's a great little lesson too here for folks if they're working on their own games and stuff like that. Is like a lot of times you're gonna find bugs that are just like not good, but also be open to the creative possibilities of bugs because you'd be amazed how many amazing beloved features in games were completely unintended and just nature of development, and they were like, actually, that's pretty cool.
yeah,
Let's lean into that.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. I think there was a tower defense game like desktop tower defense that I remember where rather than there being set paths, the paths kind of emerged from where you place the towers. And so there was a whole strategy about looping
Mm,
the creeps back on themselves and opening them
uh,
up to the towers for as long as you could. And I think, yeah, that I would guess that emerged from playing the game a bit and seeing that was a possibility. So yeah,
yeah,
I thought the pushing them into other lanes and having the option that the towers from the other lanes could target the neighbours that way almost accidentally. I thought that was some good opportunities.
totally.
Yeah. Um, I just wanted to show this or how pretty much the tap on your screen turns into a world coordinate because
Mm,
that's a important detail on how this works. So the virtual pointer method here. it has to override this compute proposal function, which essentially is a proposal for where the thing you're trying to place should be placed. And in here, it takes the position that you last tapped on screen, and it runs it through this deproject viewport to world function. And that's a function. Oh, whoops. I go into that. That's a function you can run on the player, and it takes in a vector 3, but yeah, I believe I don't know if changing the forward component does anything, but the viewport, your screen only has 2 coordinates, left and up. So if you fill those in and run that function, it's going to figure out where in the world that viewport coordinate is. And that's and from that point you can do a raycast, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Doing the raycast, figuring out where it's hitting, and building our placement proposal based on that. So yeah, this function is important to know about if you want to build something similar to this. And also familiarize yourself with these different input events, which happen at different times during while the input is being done. For example, the what is it called? The detection ongoing event will continuously run and update what the input value is. So when you're dragging around on the screen, that's going to update, and we're listening to that event and updating the last pointer position in this function. So yeah, we should be in the game now. Oh, oops. Let's try. Okay, so our icon seems to not have the widgets.
The bug.
Yeah, it is a bug. It is literally a bug. Let's see. Did we
That'll
not?
be what Josh got you to pull down. He was just trolling you with icon.
There's an icon there, but okay, let's see what happens if we press it though.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There's a cannonball that was
The
flying.
flying cannonball.
Oh, okay. So that's because I don't think I ever deleted the. Yeah, I did. Okay, let's ignore that flying cannonball. Let's place our cannon there.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Okay, yeah, okay, so it's auto firing. Yeah, I know what's going on. So it's auto firing because it doesn't have a targeter yet. So we forgot to set up a targeter. It doesn't really know where to find its target, so now it's just auto firing continuously. But let's give it a targeter. There's different ways the tower can do targeting. We're going to use this box query target, which allows you to define a box where it's going to look inside the box, find enemies, and yeah, attack those enemies. We're just going to copy the same box coordinates or box extents as the ballista. Whoops. Copy. Paste. Okay. Looks good. We also have some options to decide how it should prioritize targets if there are multiple targets. Let's just pick first for this tower. right. Then I'll push changes and everything should be fine, except for maybe the icon. I don't know why the icon showed up with a bug.
I actually, when I was looking through, I see the bug. I see the bug icon right there, but
It might. Hmm.
it's
It
weird
might be
because
some of
like
the verse fields that I maybe I hooked up the verse fields wrong.
I don't know, like on the graph there's a cannon, but then the icon here is a bug.
Oh, like on the icon component? Or wait, on the
To be honest, I don't
where
know.
are you looking now?
I'm in UMG,
Oh
on the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
tile widget.
Yeah, the bug is probably the default. I think I said it. I usually use
It's
the
pretty
bug as
funny
yeah.
that you
I
chose the
usually
bug.
use the bug as like a default texture because then when it appears in game, you know
It's a
it
bug.
is a bug. It is a
Yeah.
bug. Shouldn't
I
be
love
there.
See it? Top right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the default. Okay. Well, there's probably something wrong with the verse fields. Hmm. I don't know. We
We'll
can
circle back.
survive. Yeah. Let me just check here. Hmm. Looks good to me, so I'm not sure. Okay, let's try the cannon again.
All right.
Um, let's put it here. And then let's start the game, see if it fires at enemies.
All things considered, this is looking pretty good.
It is.
That wall is
So
90 degrees, but other than that.
It's just a weak
I
point.
completely
Destroyed.
didn't see that.
They had a man on the inside who
Yeah.
opened up for them.
One of
Seems
the
like there's no enemies. So,
Hmm.
or maybe the lane. Oh, maybe these. I'm gonna turn off collision on these in case that's doing something. No collision. Cannot step up on it. Okay. And also let's double check the. Yeah, that's wrong. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Yeah, okay, no, that's right. Oh, you know what? I think we're only spawning them on the top lane here. Oh, lane index -1. Okay. 4, 4, and 4, 4. So let's spawn 3 enemies. The first wave, then a group of 5, super fast. The second wave followed by a group of 3, just as fast. 10 seconds later. Then on the third and final wave, we're gonna do 30 enemy.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
The player with a little false sense of security and then
We're
overwhelm
making a
them.
Souls-like tower defense. Phase two.
This is the embodiment of never let them know your next move.
Yeah.
After this, we can try and make a new enemy. So we can use another sidekick and maybe make like a tank enemy or like a super fast enemy.
Yeah.
What's a good sidekick to use for
Ooh, let's look.
for our new enemy? Maybe let's look at the options.
Yeah.
Any
Let me.
suggestions from chat for what enemy you want to see and what you want it to do?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll pick the most inconvenient option for Magnus.
I feel like Spike, he looks kind of fast.
So you
He's
want to
like
do
a he's like a
the
Great
fast
Dane.
one, yeah?
Yeah.
Like the way it's set up, a big tank might be interesting because the towers are set up to, I think, target the
Yeah,
first. I
the
don't know
tower to
if they
block.
retarget.
Oh, that's
So,
true.
so it would allow, the smaller ones to get in behind it and follow it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like that.
Let's do that, and then the second wave, we're gonna spawn one tank first
Mhm.
and let him progress a little, and then spawn a bunch of small guys and see if
Mhm.
okay, it's a good idea.
And you can add a scale modifier to these. So we could make him big.
Oh,
Mhm.
I actually didn't know that.
I think the cannon would work quite well in that case because of the splash damage still. They'll
Yeah,
turn off,
true.
but the ballista will be
It'll
pretty
affect the
useless, I think.
yeah. Okay, let's see here if wait, did I ever push changes there? Right there? I'm not sure. Let's maybe just make the new enemy first, now that we're at it. So our enemies are driven by this custom verse behavior. And we have like a base class tower defense NPC behavior, which is used for any enemy that are NPC driven. And then I made some subclasses that are just like variations. For example, the tank enemy behavior. We can give that some more health. Let's give it 1,000 health. Speed multiplier. Let's do 0.2.
Someone in the UE chat said if we're going for the most inconvenient, do a meta-human melee character.
Uh,
We'd be here all night.
Yeah,
yeah,
We
we
could use the
would.
conversation. Like it just comes up and you have to engage it with conversation until it goes away.
Solve a riddle.
Okay, so there's many parameters here. Some are related to how the NPC moves, how it behaves when it reaches a tower and it needs to destroy a tower. Um, but this kit's parameter is kind of interesting. Scene graph or sorry, NPCs, they are not scene graph prefabs. We're making a NPC character definition using the character or the NPC spawner device to spawn them. So I wanted a way to kind of just associate, I guess, entities with the spawned NPC, and that's what this kit's
Mm,
editable is for. It'll let you spawn just some prefabs that are kind of associated with the spawned NPC. So we can give this an attack ability, for example. So these a non-scene graph NPCs can also use the scene graph ability system. So we can just let's rename this to tank attack and give our tank a different way of attacking the towers. All right. There we go. Oh, normal tank attack. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the ability is just a damage the target action. So whenever the NPC finds a target, we just want to damage them. The tank should do a lot of damage. Let's do maybe 50, 5 times more damage than a normal enemy, but the tank only attacks every 3rd second.
Sure.
Yeah. And then we need to create this tank attack kit, which drives this ability for the NPC.
I feel like it's worth highlighting, like, as we go through all these different settings and stuff like that, it might seem like you're pulling these values out at random, but really they're just kind of like educated guesses, and then or guesses, and then you try it and see like, oh no, that actually he's taking too much damage, or he's doing too much damage, or that attack is too slow or too fast, and you just kind of tweak from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of the only way. The only way to do it is to feel it out.
True.
Chris just knows. He just has the value. He knows
Chris knows, but
he knows exactly what's going to be.
I mean, it's always been my dream to be the guy who just comes up with the numbers. I've never quite managed to get there on a project, I don't think.
The
hardest celebrate.
The hardest for me is economy.
Yeah. I'd love to get into an economy. I was working on an MMO game before this that sadly got cancelled, but I was writing documents about the economy and just trying to slide in there as the authority. Just be like, honestly, I know what I'm talking about. Gives us a chance. Yeah, I think I remember I've seen someone talking about balancing and saying one of the mistakes you can make is just making small tweaks early and actually, keep the size of your tweaks big to begin with until you understand what is changing and how it feels, and then narrow in on it. So like doubling and halving numbers rather than just going like 0.6, 0.7. I think it's probably quite good advice, especially if you're working with, say you take a system like this and you start building towers and abilities. You really want to understand how it changes and how it changes the feel before you start just trying to narrow in on just that one number, because you might hit that local maxima and actually there's some real fun to be had just out of reach.
Yeah, I would second that, and especially if this is new to you, right? If you're getting used to doing these sorts of things, it's very easy to be like, to not really feel the difference between like 0.5 and 0.4, right? But you'll definitely feel the difference between 1 and 0.2, right? So that sort of larger shift will help you kind of intuit what that difference actually means. And then the more you do it, the more you'll have like a feeling like, no, I know that 0.5 is going to be fine for this.
Yeah.
Not to completely derail you, Magnus.
Yeah, no worries.
It's very hard to balance like tower defense games. It's one of the big challenges building them. I think the first one we worked on, like we were struggling to really understand how the towers interacted with each other. So if you put an infantry tower, which was our blocking tower, with missiles that did splash and cannon, machine gun towers that did direct damage, just understanding how they work together, we ended up writing some tech that placed different permutations of towers, ran all the waves that we'd created in the game past them, and just analysed the damage that did in a graph to help the designers and to set decent values to begin with.
And I think one of the things that's really interesting about the idea of balance in general is that like true balance is actually kind of boring. And I think that a lot of folks will hear the word balance and be like, okay, so that means we have to have it, perfectly balanced. But to me, perfectly balanced is a tug and pull that feels good, but there are advantages and disadvantages to each side. And there's also ways to like counter those, right? Like pure, you have the exact same chance that I have under any situation, under any circumstance, is not fun. But what
Yeah.
is fun is like when that person does this, that gives them the advantage, that I have to find a way to pull that advantage back to me, be that multiplayer, or single player, any sort of thing like that. And I think it's very easy to see like true balance. Okay, so everything has to be even. It's like it's more about it feeling balanced than like being objectively numerically balanced.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I think the other thing I found interesting. This was a mobile tower defense game I was making, and I think the thing that was interesting to me is that if you made it harder, it wasn't that people couldn't do the level. It just meant that they kind of had to grind for longer.
Yeah.
So you were almost looking at a difficulty balance, which translated directly to grind and played into your retention numbers. So a very, very tricky thing balancing those. Almost like tweaking it for fun rather than like any kind of abstract balance.
Yeah.
I've got a good feeling about this tank. This is just going to be perfect from the start.
Oh, I like the panda.
Yeah, panda.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's copy this. This is gonna be for our tank.
There is something extremely amusing to me too about the idea of just like cannons and catapults and things like that taking out like banana dogs and big pandas and stuff like that. There's a little idiosyncrasies of the theming here that I'm fully on board for.
I
wanting
told
to get
Chris and Magnus, while we were building this, I was like, I'm a little nervous. I feel like chat is gonna, call me out and be like, why are you shooting at sidekicks, Josh? But they hadn't until you brought it up, Dan. Everyone was going along with it.
I'm so sorry. What we need to do is we need to change it. We need to change the arrow to like just a ball that gets thrown beyond the play area, and then they just chase it off.
They chase after it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
looking to get Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man vibes from this.
now we have everything set up for. We're only spawning enemies in one lane at the moment, but we can probably just copy paste this entire config 4 times over. But let's try so far and see if the cannon will fire at their new tank enemy.
And this is a very important method, I would say, for playtesting and stuff like that when it comes to design is like, okay, you're going to have 5 lanes, right? Get it working on one first.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to get it working on all 5 simultaneously, it's going to make it way more of a task to surmount. So piece by piece by piece.
Yeah.
Get the enemy to spawn. Check. Okay, get the enemy to move. Check. Get the tower to spawn. Great. Get the tower to fire at the enemy. Great. Get it so that they damage propagate. It's like go in order instead of trying to do it all at one time because it'll become very hard to manage.
Yeah. That's exactly how we went about this little project.
Magnus, whenever you feel like it, feel free to turn that wall 90 degrees.
Yeah. Probably.
I keep trying, but it's just still checked out by you.
The worst time to take a sip of water ever. Magnus, I would have really loved if you just grabbed the other wall and then also rotated it 90 degrees so they were both wrong.
It would have been symmetrical.
If I
This
did.
is clearly what Josh meant.
Oh no, wait.
Oh,
Oh, even better, even better.
What did I undo there? I need to.
that's what you get for trying to be funny.
Yeah, now I'm actually stuck. Now the okay, there we go. Okay, finally. I wonder if I accidentally undid something. No.
Someone
Is
said could
this
have left
with
that
the
wall for day
scale?
one patch. Is what new?
Yeah, yeah, no, I applied the scale modifier and my
Oh,
sidekick is huge now.
he's awesome.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
gonna be perfect for a tank. Okay,
Oh, this is
so
looking so good.
yeah, now we're hopefully gonna see some enemies. Oh,
Oh,
they're
What?
dropping
What
down from
is?
the platform.
What is? What are they doing?
There's definitely something. I think. Wait,
It's not
let's.
the collision you
I think
removed, was it?
I
Does the cave
removed
have
collision.
collision?
No, I removed collision for. Wait, yes,
Aha.
but wait, I think I removed it from the asset itself.
Oh.
Uh, let's anyways do this. I've had them spawn inside the cave, so I wonder. Okay, let's also do this just in case. Or wait, let's do
Now
this
this
just in
is
case.
this is definitely something that makes sense to do in a live environment like this where we only have so much time to do it. But this is
Yeah.
also another interesting kind of pro tip too, is like if you're having an issue with something, try to avoid changing like 3 or 4 variables at the same time and then testing it, because you won't know which of those 4 was the actual culprit or not. So
Yeah.
it's good for, trying to get it done quick, but it doesn't really help you long term because you don't know which was the
Hmm.
solution.
Yep. All right. Now push these changes and try.
I'm feeling good about this one.
Me too. Me too. It's gonna be fun to see the slow moving tank followed by. And the fun part about using sidekicks is like you get all their cool animations,
Mm.
and so
Yeah.
like they have custom like attack animations and hit
Yeah.
reactions.
And
So it
sound
feels,
effects too.
yeah, it just feels so alive. Um,
Did you tell me you can set their emotion, Magnus? I've not.
yes.
Yeah, we should have sad
So
sidekicks if they're.
Well, and this is also a really good example too, though, right? Like of, maybe your end goal is to not have, or maybe you have custom, whatever for your
Hmm.
in your final product, but then using these as kind of like placeholders that have all that animation and everything like that,
Yeah.
just for
Helps you
the
get a
the
feel.
development side of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
we have this sidekick flavor kit component which goes on one of those NPC kits that I showed, and there's an editable here for a worried health fraction. And in code, if if the sidekick health becomes less than that fraction of their max
Mm.
health, we're changing their mood to sidekick mood dot worried. So
Ah.
they're gonna become worried when they're like low on health.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
so
Oh
we're
no.
using the sidekick mood to
That's
change
so
that. And
sad.
yeah.
Just have him turn to the camera and like make a sad face
Yeah.
at you.
Have the camera like move to the POV of the cannon, just looking at a tiny worried sidekick. Yeah, that's
Why was that not the thumbnail? We should have done
That's
that.
amazing.
why is that not the thumbnail? Okay,
Oh.
I'm now pushing changes. I keep forgetting to push changes because when I save, I feel like I'm pushing changes when I'm saving for some reason. But
Yeah.
uh,
While this is validating and stuff. Chris, do you have any like advice for folks working on tower defense?
It is an
Or
up
like
and coming genre,
how to
as
start,
we're seeing on the platform.
or even just like little things that people maybe don't often consider when they get started or go in?
It's a good question. I think one thing you're really seeing from this demo is just how dense the functionality in the genre is. There's, there's a lot to think about. You can see here that the towers have a lot of functionality. The grid itself does. So I don't know. I think maybe not underestimating the amount of work it is to set it up in the first place. But then once you get it going and it's built like this, you can start having a lot of fun with the effects and the wave creation and the enemies. So I think it's the type of game where it can take quite a long time to get it going and kind of start to have fun. But then the fun like comes more easily towards the end. There's a lot of games you start building and it's just instantly quite good fun to run around or to drive a vehicle or something like that. But
Yeah.
I think tower defense is a bit more of a slow burn.
Yeah, it is deceptively complicated,
Mm-hmm.
but extremely
Yeah.
rewarding when you get it right. Because there's a few tower defense games that I don't even want to think about how many hours I've just lost because they're so damn fun.
Yeah.
I think it's a really rewarding loop, like generating
Oh yeah.
resources and then choosing how to spend them. It's, I probably hadn't played that many of them until I started developing one and then ended up playing everything I could find on mobile. And it's just consistently enjoyable genre, I think.
And the more agency that you can give the player as well really helps with that. The more it feels like they have control to, of the
Yeah.
pacing and things like that.
Yeah, we actually, as we were developing the game, we felt that there was lacking a little bit of X factor, the first one, and we ended up putting in like a tower that the player could drag off and target a little bit more, and it was really just to give them more to do as the waves were spawning and they were building up resource. And like you say, it was a bit more agency as well. It just felt more interactive.
Yeah, the tower defenses where like you set up the tower defense, but you also have a way of like playing while you're like on the battlefield as well and having like a direct interaction like that.
Mm-hmm.
Adds so much more complexity to it, but it also is a really great way of like keeping that player feeling like they have again agency and aren't just kind of idle during a lot of the gameplay.
I saw that again,
Yeah,
Magnus.
they
Why are they
jumped.
just hopping into the rock?
What are they doing here?
Yeah, they are.
They're just hanging out.
What the?
Uh,
What
Where'd the
are they
panda
doing
go?
there? It's the
what happened is they saw what happened the last time the banana dogs were spawned, and they're like, "We are just
yeah.
not interested in doing that again."
We don't really
Why
want
are
to
there
go in the
100
castle,
corpses?
actually.
Yeah. We're gonna hang out in this really nice, comfy bush instead.
I'm gonna see where this end is. That shouldn't be a problem. These don't have collision. I can just do this to be super safe.
Are you worried about the route finding there? So if they can't get to their endpoint, they're not able to
Yeah,
move. Yeah.
I I'm a little bit unsure because the way their movement is set up now, I think they try to move to uh their first movement target is like the furthest point they can go, and in this case that would be like around
Hmm.
tower here.
Yeah, the movement seems like fairly robust. And remember when you had that collision version and they were falling off the platform, they were
Yeah.
attempting to jump back up and carry on. So
Yeah, that was very fun to see. Let me try and do this. I just want to check. I think this should, yeah. Interesting. I wonder what happens if I place a cannon in live edit and make it rotate towards them.
Just brutal.
They're like, we thought we escaped.
Yeah.
No, it's not firing.
Huh.
Should detect them. Oh, wait, it's because it's not it has to be under the wait, I can maybe just move it there.
Dude, this new live edit functionality is wild.
Yeah.
With the game started.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Okay, so I think let me double check something.
Someone in chat said, well, if I had a cannon pointed my way, I think I would jump away too.
Yeah. Let me try actually starting the game when there's no towers in the path and see if they start working. No,
What the?
they still and they just jump. Wait, okay.
I know you removed the one lane that we added in. Do you want to try getting rid
Yeah,
of the other ones and just seeing if there's just something weird with the pathfinding on them?
yeah, I'm
Not
gonna
to
try.
remove Josh's amazing work,
I
but
know. Come on.
we're
It
just
looked
troubleshooting.
so good.
We're just troubleshooting. If we press play and it doesn't fix it, we'll
The
bring them right
the
back.
classic artist versus programmer.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna double check if something here is broken. Oh, whoops.
Someone in chat also recommended maybe starting a fresh session for the collisions. I'm not sure if that's some of the
Yes,
updates
live
or not.
edit doesn't I think I don't think yeah, I trust the full push more than live edit when it comes to collision and NPC navigation stuff. So
Yeah.
let's save and try push. They were moving out of the cave earlier though, so it must have been something we did since then. Um,
But I think that was just on the old build I pulled up, right?
oh yeah, maybe that was yeah, you're right.
Have we tried rotating the wall 90 degrees again?
We need to rotate it back.
Oh
They
God.
need to see a way through.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and then push. So the NPC behavior script here is kind of crazy. And it works. So I don't dare touch it anymore. So I think what happened, or I think what might have broken it is either ooh, maybe it is the grid. No, can't be. Hmm.
It's another message in chat that says, "This is pretty realistic, though. This is how I spent most of my time in UEFN debugging." And I just want to extend that that's just what you'll spend most of your time in a game engine doing. Like it's just these are
Yeah.
very complicated systems with a lot of interdependency, and all it takes is one little thing to cause everything to not function the way you'd expect. So it's just a very common part of just game design, right? Is get in, make some changes, probably break something, figure out what broke, then move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
This is also how every build along live streams last 30 minutes go. When I said these are interactive streams, I meant because chat has to help us debug what we just did live.
100%.
I think it's called fail-driven development, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, when I was testing earlier, this tree was also a problem for the navigation on this lane. That might actually be
Mm.
Kill it.
they would spawn on top of the tree. So I don't think that's
Deforestation,
yeah.
eliminating sidekicks. This is a crazy stream we got going on.
No, see, this was completely intentional because there's a I lost the word, but a design philosophy
Mm.
of make it function before you make it pretty. This is just an emphasis on that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like when I was testing with that tree there in place, they would spawn on top of the tree.
Yeah, I do
So
remember that. Yeah.
yeah, I wonder. Let's see if all these changes did anything.
It was somebody in chat saying function over form. It's like 100% true. The form can also come after.
I think we had a pretty environment before we had any verse code, though, this time.
Well, for these live streams where we're like building a game in 2 hours, it's nice to sort of do both at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's we got to emphasize that this is an extremely compact timeline,
Yeah,
development
yeah,
timeline for these sorts
yeah.
of things. So,
Yeah. The
but again,
streams become a lot less interesting if every level's just a gray box.
that's gonna be the next build along. I'm not gonna have a single real asset. It's just gonna be gray boxes and some. That's it. Maybe a
Just to
cylinder.
speak to the reality of like debugging and fixing it, finding out what's wrong. I worked at one company where part of our test for engineers, we had a build of a game that crashed, and basically we gave it to them and let them jump into it in the debugger and try and figure out what was wrong and maybe propose some changes to fix it. And I think that was one of the most effective coding tests I'd been part of.
Yeah. I also got to read this one from chat. They corrected us. They said it's attempting to make a game in 2 hours.
True.
Add that qualifier.
Thanks, Miffy.
It's a lot harder than you think though. Like even for folks doing this for a very long time, that's a lot to get done in a very short period of time.
We saw some crazy wall time there on the session, so I just restarted it. Loading for 4 minutes. Let me see if there's anything here worth showing. This might be worth showing if you decide to take a look at this code and use it for your own tower defense system. And you want to use prefab enemies, so completely custom enemies, and you want them to follow the lane automatically. This lane follower component does exactly that. So give your enemies this lane follower component, and we're gonna start traversing down the lane when they spawn in the scene. And again, this tower defense system isn't limited to just support like the very specific type of tower defense we are building. Like you can build many different types of tower defense games using many of these components.
Yeah. Hey, Magnus, while it's loading, we could get the line of verse that will disable the mobile touch.
Oh yeah, so we're disabling pretty much find that here we're disabling pretty much all UI. So using if you get the HUD controller, the Fort HUD controller from the Fort PlaySpace, you can use these functions: hide elements for player, show elements for player, reset elements for player, and it takes in an array of this HUD element identifier, and these identifiers just describe different parts of the UI. So, for example, the identifier creative HUD identifier all will hide all creative HUD, and the player HUD identifier all will hide all player related HUD. So yeah, we're just taking those two and calling the hide elements for player function with those two identifiers, and that just causes all UI to go away.
Does that count the mobile one, like the remove input mapping?
Oh,
I think that's the new one that we added. That would
yeah. So if you remove, let me find those input mappings.
Oh yeah, right there.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, so if you get the player's input and call remove input mapping on, there's a bunch of different input mappings. Like for example, let's find an example here. The inventory menu mapping or menu navigation mapping, crafting menu mapping. There's also mappings from these other APIs, I believe. Fortnite should have some.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ranged weapon mapping and traversal mapping. I think if you remove this, I believe the touch like joystick
Yeah,
goes
the
away.
joystick. Yeah.
Yeah, and the ranged weapon mapping, the like reload buttons and
hmm
yeah, the fire button, that should go away from the mobile UI. I don't think we are removing those here, but we can certainly do so.
Yeah. If you do the
Let's check.
main one, I think it just hides all the default touchscreen buttons based on
Yeah.
our docs. The other way you can do it, if you have like a UI person who like doesn't really want to use verse, they can do it in UMG. Also, there's a new way where you can like grab the each of the different mobile play touchscreen inputs, and you can move them around in your UMG widget. You can also put them on and then like hide them. But this is sort of just an easier way to, if you want to get rid of everything, it doesn't really make sense to add them all to your thing and then hide them. You can just use the verse code to hide it. That's a part of the new mobile functionality as well. But yeah, what you can end up doing then with like the platform detection API is, figure out if the player's on mobile and then give them their own custom UI versus serving the same thing to everyone. It's certainly what we'd do here if we were actually to go live with this.
Yeah.
I know we're getting close to time here. While this is booting up and stuff like that, do you guys want to do a question or two?
Yeah,
Chat?
yeah,
Yeah.
be good.
One of the questions we have here is it's kind of multi-tiered, so we maybe want to take this one part at a time. But for UEFN mobile games, how can we test/target low-end phones, and how are multiplayer/live ops servers handled? Are scaling and hosting automatic, and what costs apply as CCU grows?
Can you repeat?
Yeah.
Can you just repeat the last part of the question?
Yeah, are scaling and hosting automatic, and what costs apply as CCU grows? So I'm assuming they'd be for like the server side part of it.
Yeah, that
Okay.
one's all automatic.
Yeah.
Epic handles all of that. Your game could grow to 1 million CCU like Steal the Brainrot does, on certain weekends, and nothing changes on their end in terms of, they don't have to pay anything for the servers. They just get paid for having the players, really.
Yeah, there's servers are all like managed by Epic, and it scales automatically, so nothing to think about there. And for testing on lower end mobile devices, you can, if you download Fortnite like on your phone, you can connect a live session to your client on the phone, and so you can like test your game on the phone through this cloud session.
Yeah, you don't even have to publish a playtest code or anything.
Yeah,
At that point, you can just go right from editor to your phone.
yeah. And for like mobile experience, you can use this mobile preview, which gives you like a preview of different devices, so you can see how your game looks.
Yeah.
One other question we had here is it better to use a tag or comp as an ID to find/check something? I always did blank comps before tags got updated and didn't change it, to be honest. Is there any performance difference?
So I'm assuming comp as in a component then for scene graph. Like, I use tags. For example, here in this tower defense, I've used tags to determine what is a tower in the game. I don't want to restrict, or I don't want to, restrict what a tower can be based on its like what components it has. So I want anything to be able to be a tower, and have that kind of work independently from the tower defense system. I don't I don't know about performance difference in like doing scene queries with for components versus querying for tags. Um, that is a good question. I wouldn't imagine there's a huge difference. If I were to guess, I would guess tags are more efficient. But yeah, that's easy to set up a little test for, and just use the verse profile macro to figure out which one runs the fastest. But yeah,
Yeah,
and
I doubt you'll see
tags.
much of a difference with either. I would guess, but like you say, you better profile it. But I think tags are more flexible, but I would expect there to be a slightly worse performance as your tag database grows, probably. But I think, yeah, you want to check that. I don't think either of them will show up heavily on your profiling.
Yeah,
it's a good lesson though too. Is like it's if you have a question like that and you can't find a quick answer online or someplace like that. I mean, obviously check, ask for post in forums and things like that, but also just test it, throw it out there, see what kind of you know frame time you get on it, and then try the other way and see if there's a demonstrable difference. I would imagine, like you said, it's pretty low. But I do see somebody in chat saying the tags are most likely better. So
I think
yeah,
they're
I would
definitely
guess.
friendlier to use. I mean,
Yeah, this
absolutely,
session has really been struggling to load.
they want us to get it right at the end. They want it to be the
Yeah,
last thing they see.
Magnus, if you check in your changes, I can also try launching.
yeah, I'll check in. Hopefully fixes.
We have the worst revision control log ever.
so if you go over to our Patreon, you can see the next half hour where the game just runs beautifully.
I really want to
Definitely.
see the tank in action, so I'm
Yeah, I mean, I was
hoping.
gonna say the anticipation is killing me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
Oh,
looking
yeah.
forward to this.
It's looking
Magnus,
promising.
there's a question in the chat. How does scaling complexity impact performance and the maximum spawn limit for sidekicks in our game here?
Okay, so there's two different things. So scaling complexity, just generally, yeah, if you like scaling your game with SceneRef, SceneGraph does have some performance drawbacks at the moment. Like it's still heavily in development, so you will in some areas notice that it's impacting performance if you're really trying to uh, scale your game and strictly use SceneGraph for everything and kind of use it the way you ideally should be using SceneGraph. But there's always like workarounds for when you see performance drawbacks with SceneGraph, and specifically for the NPCs, how many NPCs we can manage. That's a very, very good question. I think these NPC spawner devices have a limit of like 100. You can have 100 NPCs spawned at a time, but I imagine. I think I've never actually tried just spawning a bunch of NPCs and see when it starts to lag.
There's
I would,
definitely performance drawbacks on the NPCs. But
yeah,
that's why, like Magnus, you were showing me that you built in a separate, like you could just make
yeah,
scene graph
yeah,
enemies rather than have a like NPC that comes with all this different baggage.
yes, yeah. So if you are building a tower defense where you want like a bunch of enemies, then maybe NPCs aren't the way to go, and then you'd rather use custom prefab enemies. Okay, so the game has loaded. Let's hope to
Moment of
see.
truth.
I'm just first gonna try and spawn without any towers. What? What is happening? No,
What the?
there's there's something weird going on here. Could I honestly try a quick change and have them on here?
Yeah, we did change the index.
Then there's one standing there. I wonder if this tower will shoot. If no.
Hmm.
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 The tower was working before too, so there's definitely something.
Yes, there's something going on. Um, if we can't get it to work, then I'll make sure to record a video of the tank in action, attach that with the rest of the code when that
Yeah, and then maybe just like a
published.
brief description of what was the hang up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is just our secret way to get you all to go to the snippets section.
I was gonna make a joke about this all being completely scripted, and then we're just doing this to really build anticipation at the end, but
hmm I wish.
Magnus has really been hitting his cues so far.
I gotta say though, the placement system feels really good.
Yeah, it's
The hologram,
satisfying
yeah, it's very
dragging the towers
satisfying.
around and just seeing it snap through the
Yeah.
grid. It's
Mm.
pretty cool.
I suspect it's not a collision issue at this point, but we did have someone
Yeah,
in chat
no,
that
it's
said maybe just change it from lit to player collision, just make sure there's not something weird happening.
yeah.
It's just like their pathing is completely messed up.
Yeah, it's like
They have no
it's as if
ambition.
yeah, it's as if their behavior script just isn't running.
Yeah. I swear they used to want to attack the tower.
Yeah, they did.
They've gotten
We saw it
lazy.
earlier. They didn't last long enough to get even close, but they were trying.
Killed their morale.
Yeah.
When the cannon's materials are messed up now.
Mm.
Interesting. Oh no, they're still just jumping off to the side. Hmm.
Yeah, because it's happening
That's
up there too, then it's certainly like
yeah.
a pathing or navigation thing or just a behavior issue.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to do player collision.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I will try and figure out what's wrong and then make sure to post a video.
It's gonna be one of those things where it's just like a simple, like a line or like a tick box or something
Yeah.
like that. It's always like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be something very, very a simple fix somewhere.
That's okay. I'm sure no one wanted to see the big boss panda anyways. Yeah. So.
Just frame the camera up, grab the panda, and then just use the widget to slide it across. Proof of concept. This is
Yeah.
Trying to see.
Oh, that's a really good point. Somebody said maybe you should try pressing the fix all bugs button.
Oh, why haven't
Why
why
didn't
didn't
we
we
think
try
of
that?
that?
Oh my God.
Unironically, that the like run ver or validation fix up or whatever button is that. It's like, hey, oh yeah,
Yeah.
like it's like, hey, all your assets are broken. Do you want to fix them? It's like, yeah, run fix up, and then it's like, okay, they're all fixed.
There you go.
I
No
saw
sweat.
someone I saw someone tweet about that the other day. And yeah, they were like, why is this even a button? Just fix them.
Just do it.
Is that okay? I just thought there it's a new NPC character definition. Was that right there?
Oh.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh,
no
Uh-oh.
way.
Uh-oh.
wait.
No.
Why did it say? Okay. So you definitely spotted the.
Oh my
No
God.
way.
Like
Just
I
because it
said,
has the same thumbnail.
it's always just a simple tick box, a simple drop down, or just like a line of
Oh
code
my
that
God.
does it.
Let's see if it
No.
works first.
Yeah, it's true. We might be getting ahead
Yeah.
of ourselves.
Uh, we
I
had the lobotomized banana dog.
yeah, yeah. I'm changing this guy out now because we're gonna take the best cat.
The best cat. Nice.
Yeah, that was the name, the best cat. It's got to be the best cat. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
Oh my God.
why is it still showing? Banana Dog has cursed us. Okay, surely it references. Let me try and do this, and then this, and then we should be good to go. That was a yeah. That was a really good spot. That's
Yeah, nicely done, Chris.
sharp eye. Okay.
Again, this is just a lesson in the fact that sometimes you'll chase your tail a bunch of different
Yeah.
times, realizing that it wasn't even your tail at all.
Yeah, like we completely tore apart all of
My
the
beautiful
the
level.
lanes. Cave, yeah,
My
the tree.
beautiful level.
Well, the thing is you get so used to it being not the simple stuff, so your brain doesn't immediately think of that. You start going like logically, okay, well, we did all this, so it might be this or whatever, and then it's just the
Yeah.
one thing you weren't thinking about that got
Oh my
changed.
God. Gotta bring my lanes back, Magnus.
You know what? I can do that because I think live edit will just put them in when
Yeah,
we're in the game.
hopefully.
And what was is it a mesh in the meshes?
It was no, it was in the tower defense. Did you like delete them entirely?
No, no, I
Or
don't
they
think
should still be
so.
in the outliner, right?
Oh, I deleted them from the world, but
Oh,
not
okay.
the assets.
It's the tile highlight box, and then I just stretched it and made it flat.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah, and then
see.
I made it blue.
They're a different
Yeah, I think it's called
zone
lane.
lane.
Yep.
Awesome. Whoa. Whoa.
Just maybe raise it a little bit.
Yeah. There we go. And then I'm gonna eyeball. Uh,
Nice.
maybe. Yeah, that's probably good. Um,
Beautiful.
and I don't think they have collision. I'm just gonna.
Traumatized.
Yeah. All right.
Got some conversation in chat about similar instances of just kind of chasing a problem and then
Yeah.
realizing the answer and going, oh.
Yeah.
It is a very, very common feeling in game dev. If you manage to go through your whole career in game dev and never feel that feeling, hats off to you.
Josh, I'm gonna have to check in, and you're
All
gonna have
right,
to launch the
I can do
session
that.
for Josh.
My super PC.
Yeah.
Let me know when
I
you're ready to switch.
All right. Now it should be checked in any moment now. There we go.
Your check-ins are so much slower now that you're sending them from across the world, Magnus.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
I'm used to just getting them like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are never that close together, right? I mean, it's still going some distance normally.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. East Coast to Sweden,
Yeah.
but I think he's also normally on Epic Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Now I think I'm on the VPN, but I don't know if that helps make things faster. No, probably not.
No.
No, it doesn't. Mm,
Limited by the bandwidth of the ISP you're on, wherever
Yeah.
you're at.
Yep. I'm just trying to launch a session while you're receiving the
All
See
right.
see who can do it first.
yeah, a race.
Oh, there we go.
Interesting that your sessions have kind of stopped launching, though, Magnus.
Yeah,
Be
they
worth looking at the
started.
logs, maybe.
Yeah, they started getting some very high wall time.
All right, I think I got it.
Or did you just switch to
Oh
you?
wait. Oh, my one is still on an old build. Never mind.
I have a couple other questions here if we want to tackle those while we're waiting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much they apply or if you have an answer for them, but we can throw them out there anyways.
Yep.
First instance of an entity with a mesh component was weighing about 10K memory calculation in big project and 5K in empty project. Is this correct?
Mm.
Editor placed SG weight scales with project size?
If it scales with your project size, I'm not sure. It might depend on like I don't know, it might depend on what mesh it is, if the mesh is already used somewhere in the scene or if it isn't, or I don't know. It's there can be many different reasons why it shows differently in two different projects, but 10K sounds like a lot. I uh for the first instance of an entity with a mesh component. I'm assuming that's like for the first mesh component at all. Like if you have 10 unique meshes on 10 first new instances, that it doesn't like take up 100K memory. I yeah, I 10K still sounds a lot. Yeah, the difference between a big project and a small project, why it shows differently, can be many different reasons. But to me, 10K sounds a lot, so I kind of want to check if that's normal.
Yeah, for sure. Another question we had here is there an easy way to use metahumans as sidekicks in this workflow?
You know, I have never tried using metahumans. Josh, have you used this?
Yeah, not much. But like you can use them as NPCs. Like, you just have
Yeah.
to make a custom one and bring in their like skeletal mesh. They wouldn't like be used as like sidekicks, but you could sub them in because the sidekick is just an NPC in this case.
Yeah.
I have the game up, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, we can switch
Let's do it.
then.
I just appreciate that. I've been watching Josh's stream and didn't even give it a try first. Just announced it was ready for first try.
No,
I'm honest. I
genuine
believe.
reaction. We need genuine reactions here.
Oh my God. Okay.
On the truth.
What do you think? Should I place first?
Maybe start the wave.
Okay.
Start the wave and then you can place while it's like traversing down. I've never tried that before, so maybe yeah. Oh, they're gonna spawn from the on the other
Oh.
lane,
Oh.
and then
Oh.
Oh,
oh
hey!
yes.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, and then oh
Oh,
Oh,
oh
there's a
no.
panda
he's
in there.
getting knocked
Live
back.
we got-
edit. Move the there's a thing with collision there.
Wait, no. I think he was just getting
He's-
like knocked
Yeah, he
back.
was
Oh
getting
yeah.
stun locked by
Yeah, it was
the.
getting stunned by the. That's an option. You can turn that off in the. If you go to the tank like NPC behavior asset, um, and then go. Oh wait, let me. Is it here? Oh yeah, in the tower defense folder,
Hmm.
and then in the enemies folder, there's a sidekick enemy flavor
Yeah.
prefab. Open that and go in the flavor component, the sidekick flavor component, and then disable hit reactions.
Oh, okay.
That should do it.
Maybe move the
And then I
rock.
guess you need to do one more push. Okay, at least they were moving though.
That was exciting.
Yeah.
There was something so amusing about like the way your camera was angled at first when you looked at the panda. It looked like it was trying to hide behind that thin tree, not doing a good job at all.
Yeah, I like this angle. I originally had something like higher up and like rotate a little more down like this, which is probably nice for that back lane, but
Mm. You got to set up a system so that as you use the scroll wheel, it goes down and at an angle, and then as you
oh,
scroll out, then
yeah.
it goes more towards the top. Just add a bunch more work to your demo. Will be cool though.
I mean, not to put more on our plates, but this this could definitely be a good like part two stream.
Yeah.
Like Chris said, there's a lot you can add on to in this
Yeah.
genre.
Well, anytime you folks would like to join us for part two.
We'll let Magnus finish his world tour first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone's out there in Korea or Japan or Cologne, Germany, and wants to meet Magnus,
Yeah. If I'm currently in South Korea, so South Korean creators hit me up and we'll meet.
Which again, huge shout out to you for sticking around as long as
yeah,
you
what
have
is it?
tonight.
5 a.m.
It is 5:30.
Good Lord, man. Hats off to you.
Jeez.
I've
See,
been
you can chalk up missing, that NPC error
Yeah.
to that. I don't know why my session isn't updating.
yeah,
All right.
I wonder if there's some issues with sessions moment.
Hmm.
We're so close
This will
to
launch
having it
quickly.
function.
I'm manifesting
Yeah,
it.
it's just this push, really.
Just
And
gotta
then
push. I do still love that like one tree on the left. It's just a couple spheres.
That one low poly.
Yeah.
Fishstick says, add a post-process device, crank up saturation of the max. Lucky for you, I already have a post-process device in here.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's
Wait till you
perfect.
see that on a Samsung as well, because they always like oversaturate.
I feel like you need to have that cranked to the max and then just add a bunch of bloom. Just like
Oh, yeah.
really.
Oh my god.
Yes. I'm zooming in on that. Here we go.
This
Enjoy.
is amazing.
This is
It
what I
looks like a
imagine.
mobile ad.
Yeah, it does.
It really does.
This is what I imagine like waking up in a fairy tale feels like. Like the first like minute that your eyes are getting adjusted to just the pure splendor.
I really want to know what's going on with these sessions. I've not seen this before.
I know.
Yeah, I feel like since it's happening to both of us, it's either the project or it has to be some problems with the servers.
Can we retroactively change the thumbnail of this stream, Dan, to this?
I can change it for the VOD.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
But no, we need to combine the two ideas. You need to keep it saturated and blown out like that, but then you still got to put the cannon with the little banana dog in front of it.
Yes, yeah.
And we'll update it to that.
All right. This should work. We've got the client open at least.
Is it spinning in the editor as well? If it's not spinning with a loading. Okay, good.
Session loading.
I just saw it and you tabbing back to it, just like it.
It's so
Flashbang
magical.
me again.
It's so magical.
It's amazing.
Come on.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, hey,
please.
this is it.
So much anticipation up to this point. Just that. Okay.
Oh,
look at that.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
This is awesome.
You know, there's people
All
that
right.
actually put Vaseline on their lenses to achieve this exact look.
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
All right.
The
Yes.
best cats.
Oh no, they're going too fast.
Oh,
Oh,
All right, next wave. Oh,
Oh my
god.
go.
Whoa.
Oh,
it
he's
got one
getting
hit.
in.
Wow.
And there's the they're going started to the side.
Yeah, they're like,
They were juking it.
Oh no, you're losing.
oh.
Wait, did they attack the
I think they
preview?
did. I think you found a bug.
Yeah,
That's the cheat.
And now they're just confused.
They only want to kill the
Yeah, they don't even care
towers.
about the castle.
Yeah.
They're here for the love of the game.
Why did they stop? What? I think the
They're pretty
preview
good
must
at
have...
Pretty good at breaking those.
Yeah. Wait, it's unable to target the...
Yeah, I can't kill him now. You win, cat.
You
win.
We shouldn't have gone with the best cat. We should have gone with the good cat, because the best one is just better than targeting.
It doesn't care about the castle.
He's so cute.
Yeah. There's your thumbnail.
Oh my god. Well, we did it.
We did it.
We
We eventually got there. Thank you, folks, for sticking around a little bit longer to get that figured out.
Oh my God, that panda swing was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so good. So good. Well, thank you folks so much for joining us today and walking us through the making a mobile tower defense game here and working through all of the fun bugs that we had, because that's just par for the course. It's just the way it
Yeah.
goes. And sticking around a little bit longer. And Magnus, especially for you for staying up as late as you have. Please get off of here and go and get some rest, because you've
I
earned
will,
it.
absolutely.
Perfect, perfect. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
I guess I'll just say, I'm very excited to have these new tools and to start seeing games that sort of depart from the average Fortnite camera and controls, which, while there's customization, like those were all originally built for battle royale type modes. And Fortnite, if you open it today, has a lot more than just battle royale type modes. And so I'm excited to see what creators do with the ability to really step away from that and design games with, custom controls that actually fit the genre, very well. So this was like one example of it, but there are a ton of different possibilities here. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I cease to be amazed by the creativity of our community. They're incredible. Perfect.
All right.
Well, that is going to wrap up today's build along, folks. Again, huge thank you to you folks for joining us, and a huge thank you to you all for watching as well. The show would not be what it is without you, your time, and your questions. If you came through the stream partway through, don't worry. We post all of our streams in VOD format on both our Twitch and YouTube channels. Please head over to the EDC to check out our documentation, forums, and so much more. And we will see you all on the next build along.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.